Welcome or welcome back to our channel. So in this video, we're going to be talking about daya. So daya, both in English and in Afrikaans, we have three of them. Okay, so we have teenwoordige, verlede, and toekomende tyd. So let's look at the difference between all of them. Okay, so wat is daya? Daya wys wanneer iets gebeur. So there's three that you need to know. The first one is verlede tyd. Wat gebeur het voordat nou? So what happened before now? So basically it's just everything that happened in the past. So whatever you did 2 minutes ago, 3 days ago, a week ago, that is verlede tyd. We have teenwoordige tyd, which is what is happening now, wat nou tans plaasvind. So what is currently happening at the moment. And then our third one is toekomende tyd. So toekomende tyd, wat in die toekoms sal gebeur. So what in the future, like what will happen in the future. So what will happen an hour from now, or what will happen 2 days from now, or a week from now. So that is basically a summary of the three. So verlede is wat het gebeur, teenwoordige tyd is wat gebeur nou, and then toekomende tyd is wat sal gebeur. So these are the three that we have. So let's dive a little bit deeper when it comes to all of them individually. So example for teenwoordige tyd can be ek speel rugby. So I'm playing rugby, okay? Verlede tyd for that is ek het rugby gespeel. So I played rugby. In Afrikaans, guys, there is no direct translation. There's no way you'll see a sentence and sometimes it's directly translated, but sometimes it's not always going to be the case. So just keep that in mind, okay? Then for toekomende tyd, ek sal rugby speel. So I shall rugby play. Okay, so the reason why I used shall and not will is because, in English you should be able to know I shall, we shall, everybody else will when it comes to your future tense. But this is not an English lesson. Let's stick to Afrikaans. But basically, that's an example when it comes to this specific sentence written in all three forms. Okay, so now let's look at the format. So whenever we're looking at teenwoordige tyd, our format will be onderwerp, werkwoord, and then res van die sin. So it will be our subject, our verb, and then the rest of our sentence. So ek speel rugby. Ek being your onderwerp, your subject, speel being your werkwoord, which is your verb, and then rugby is just the rest of the sentence. Okay, so say lees 'n boek. Ons eet pizza. Hulle leer Afrikaans. So that is how it's written. And over here it says that teenwoordige tyd gebruik geen helpwerkwoord nie. Right? Net die werkwoord self. So, sometimes in English, even in Afrikaans, sometimes you have like one word and then you have verb and then you have like a helping verb. So that's what this means, that, whenever we're talking about teenwoordige tyd, what is currently happening now, there won't be any helpwerkwoord. So there won't be any verb that's like another verb. So yeah, we'll look at some examples. It will make sense later on in the video where we discuss some examples. Now let's move on to the next one. The next one is our verlede tyd. Verlede tyd, the formula for this is your onderwerp, het, res van die sin, and then ge with your werkwoord. So ek het rugby gespeel. So you need to always identify, guys. You need to always identify what is your onderwerp, what is your werkwoord, and then from there you'll be able to be okay. You just literally follow that formula. So ek het rugby gespeel. Ek het 'n boek gelees. Ons het pizza geëet. Hulle het Afrikaans geleer. Okay, so as jy het sien, so this is sleutelreël. So what you call it? A key, yeah, key, like just key that you need to know. As jy het sien, is die sin in verlede tyd. Die ge werkwoord kom altyd aan die einde van die sin. So whenever you see the word het, that means that you're seeing verlede tyd. Whenever you see ge, that means you're seeing verlede tyd. So those are the things that you need to look out for whenever we're dealing with verlede tyd. See, I made a mistake here. It's A-L-T-Y-D. So please, guys, this altyd, it's A-L-T-Y-D. I just made a mistake there. But I hope this is making sense when it comes to our verlede tyd. Now the last one that we need to have a look at is toekomende tyd. Wat sal gebeur? So when we're looking at toekomende tyd, our formula is our onderwerp sal, werkwoord en die rest van die sin. So same thing always applies. Like I mentioned to you guys, please, before you even start your sentence, if you're still new to this, identify what is your onderwerp, what is my werkwoord, all those things. It's very important because then you can just follow this formula and you will be okay. So some examples, ek sal rugby speel, ek sal 'n boek lees, ons sal pizza eet en hulle sal Afrikaans leer. So again, sleutelreël, okay? As jy sal sien, is die sin in toekomende tyd. So when you see sal, it's in toekomende tyd. And there's geen ge. So there's no ge. Okay, the ge was only applying when we're dealing with verlede tyd. So those are the things that you guys need to know. Now, let's see all three of them. So same example, when we have teenwoordige tyd, ek speel rugby, ek het rugby gespeel, ek sal rugby speel. Onthou, het, verlede, sal, toekoms, teen helpwoord, teenwoordige. Okay, so this is what you need to know. Okay, this is very essential that you guys know this. Okay, so again, it's just a summary of teenwoordige, verlede, en toekomende. Okay, so just follow the steps that I showed you guys and you guys will be fine. So, na verlede, voeg het wege werkwoord aan die einde. Na teenwoordige tyd, verwyder het plus verwyder ge. So there's no, you remove the het, you remove the ge. And then na toekomende tyd, voeg sal by plus 'n werkwoord bly normaal. So you have a sal and then the werkwoord, it stays the same because your verb will not have a ge. That's what this means, to say that die werkwoord bly normaal. Okay. So another thing, we already had a look at this, is we have this, when we're writing in our past tense, our verbs will get the ge, and ge. Like gekoop, gemaak, gespeel, gewerk, blah, blah, blah. But there are words that don't get a ge. And that is this uitsonderings. So uitsonderings is just exceptions. So exceptions that we have. Werkwoorde met hierdie voorvoegsels kry nie 'n ge nie. So werkwoords, right? A werkwoord is your verb that starts with a VE, a BE, a ON, like this, BE, HER, VER, ONT. They do not get a ge. You can't say geverduidelik or gebesoek or geonthou. You can't say that. Unfortunately, it's just one of those things. So you need to be able to remember that if your verb starts with a BE, a HER, VER, and ONT, they do not get a ge. This is very, very important. Okay, there's always exceptions in everything, and this is one of those exceptions you need to take into account. Okay, and now some examples. Okay, so gereelde foute. So these are just some mistakes that people make. So the first one, die fout, so the mistake, ek het gespeel rugby. That is one of the mistakes that students make. Guys, when you have a ge, it always goes to the back. Or you say ek sal rugby gespeel when you now have to write it into toekomende tyd. That is incorrect. If it has a sal, there's no ge. You can't have both of them together. And then the third mistake is ek het rugby speel. Impossible. Where's the g? Where's the g in the speel? If you don't have a g, remove the het. So that is those mistakes that people make. So the correct form, ek het rugby gespeel, ek sal rugby speel, ek het rugby gespeel. So verlede tyd, ek speel rugby, ek het rugby gespeel, sy lees 'n boek, sy het 'n boek gelees. Toekomende tyd, ek werk hard, ek sal hard werk, hulle leer Afrikaans, hulle sal Afrikaans leer. Okay, so you guys need to practice these because these are the three tenses that we have. You need to know the difference. You need to know that when they say verlede tyd, they're saying past tense. When they say toekomende tyd, they're saying future tense. Teenwoordige tyd, present tense. You need to be able to know that. And then another thing that I want to mention is whenever you guys have is, okay, so let's say your sentence says that is warm. That is teenwoordige tyd. In order to change it to verlede tyd, it will be dit was warm. Okay, so there's no het, there's no ge. But if your verb was is, it changes to was. If you need to change from past tense to present tense and you see your verb being was, then it changes to is. That's the things that you need to note. And if you have that is and was, when you then write it in toekomende tyd, which is your future tense, you will just say dit sal goed wees. So you have to have the wees at the end. So those are the few things that you guys need to know. Okay, please, please, please go have a look at these formulas. I put down these formulas for you guys to make it make sense. Just follow this. If you follow this, you will be fine. Follow this. Okay? Just follow it. You will be fine. As long as you can be able to identify what is your onderwerp, what is your werkwoord, then you will be fine. So you need to practice those things. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope this made sense. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave it in the comment sections. And please be sure to like this video and hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. Till next time, bye.